Welcome to Message Reveal. Right here, stories are told with a purpose. Message Reveal identifies a vibe, a message, or a story through lyrics. So today, our guest, some people talk about making a difference, but my guest today, he definitely makes a difference. We want to welcome Big Keith.
Yay!
Thank
I
you,
made
Big
it.
Keith. Yes.
I made it.
Thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, pretty much I came here about 25 years ago from New York City. And, I always helped the kids in the community back in New York. So pretty much I want to transition that to Vegas. And pretty much I started like a Big Keith's house first, where I just opened up doors for kids to come and get help with whatever they needed. And pretty much it just kept going up to different levels to when they finally got the bullying. But I do a lot of stuff here. I do promotions and marketing. I did radio. I did a lot of product placement. And that's where you go to like dress celebrities on movie sets and things like that. So pretty much my background coming up has been entertainment. And then like after the entertainment, the community was always my thing, because we always have to take our community, everybody, all the successful kids is raised by communities. People think it's like one parent. You can't, because if a parent is home, they can't take them to practice. They can't, there's a lot of things that we need the communities for. So I've always been a community guy. Besides what I did, I played a little basketball, and that's why I like to win, because I did win back then. When you're the champ, when you're number one in the world, it might be for a year, whatever, it happened. I don't care if it was in the 80s, 90s, so with that mentality, I never always was a winner. I never quit. I always find a way. I'm not one of those persons that'll say, oh, if I would have did this, I'd have been successful. No, if it's on my brain and God put it there, that's how I move.
I like it. You make it happen. That's what we need, people with action. So as we get started, share a lyric to a song that you can share with us that has made a difference. Either it's blessed you, or it's been something that has been distracting, or something that has encouraged you. Can you share a lyric to a song?
Oh
And
yeah.
here's the rules before you start. If you can sing, sing it. If you can rap, rap it. But if you can't do any of those things, say it boldly.
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I can do pretty much everything. I can rap, sing, I can do everything as long as you write it down. No. long as I ain't gotta remember it, I'm fine. If you give me a teleprompter or whatever, yeah, I can do that. But try to remember the lyrics to the song. But one song that's always been, and I'm an old school dude, so ain't no stopping me now. By
Okay.
McLaren and Whitehead, yeah, ain't no stopping me now. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. You got
Yes.
it. So all you young kids don't know nothing about that. All the old heads know about that. You look it up, McLaren and Whitehead.
So I love that you say ain't no stopping us now. And do you know where you were at that moment when you heard those lyrics, and how profound it was for you, and how it resonates with you right now?
Yeah, because that song we played that when we won a state championship that night, and it was in the 80, it was 81, and we was at one of our buddies' house, and we didn't have too much music. We had a couple songs, and that was one of the songs. So we played that song for about 15 times all night, because they said they said that we wasn't gonna win, and we won. So that was our favorite song, and that stuck with me. Ain't no stopping us, because when we going, as long as you put the work in, it's gonna happen. So
I love it. If you played it 15 times, you were
yeah,
training your mind, your body, and spirit for winning.
yes,
I
yeah,
love that.
I
I
like to
love
win. And that's
I,
why when you come in my office, you see all my trophies is championship trophies. Why that is because I was a champion. I know how to win, especially in the field that I played in. So I definitely know how to coach it. That's why a lot of coaches that's in the NBA and other than that were successful and won championships always get to go and go and be coaches, because they know how to win. You rather, if you had a chance to pick somebody, you rather pick the one that had a track record of winning, and then instead of one that, let me give him a chance. So my thing has always
absolutely.
been that. It's always been that. Don't stop. You know, when it,
Absolutely.
when it get hard, that's okay. And my grandma used to say, "Tomorrow I'll be here soon, so don't worry.
Oh,
Just make it out just make it out today. You'll be here tomorrow. It'll be all new day." So,
well, that's some truth and wisdom in that. I definitely believe that. And with that being said, is that the kind of information you give to your children, the ones that are being bullied? And how do you bring them into a space where they can become confident and don't allow bullying to happen?
and see, and I'm glad you said that. It's it's a couple of songs where I try to tell the kids you're special, because you got to catch up to the kids and the music that they're listening to now. Like I said, what I liked, and a lot of the people would be like, who the heck is that? So, but kids is Izzo. She did a song called Special. When everybody's special.
Yes,
Everybody's different. And that's why when I created Bully Buster, besides what I went through in the situation, that everybody's different. God made everybody different for a reason, because He built everybody so we can all work together, put things together. Everybody has their own mic to bring something to the table. You don't hear no successful people that don't have people with them. It's
that's
not
true.
just one person. It's not just one person say, "Hey, I did it by myself." That's impossible. So
I
with that
agree.
being said, so with that being said, I just like to move in ways where we're being successful and you're being successful. Because when you see other people doing it, and that's anything. If you're hanging around people that's like sitting around not doing nothing, that's what you're gonna do. If you like people that's motivated and always doing something, you're around them, you're gonna be motivated. Because like my buddies tell me, every time they sit around me, it motivates them to want to do something. Why? Because I'm doing it and it's working. They see it.
Yes, yes.
And like everybody learns different. Some people learn by reading, some people learn by watching and reading. So pretty much I give them tools that they can use to be successful and protecting themselves and the things that they need to say and do to pretty much give them an opportunity to get out of that situation.
Yeah, definitely that. And again, that applies again to ain't no stopping us now. Um, I do believe that birds of a feather flock together, and if you're in that same energy source, you receive that same energy. So I definitely believe in that. So thank you so much for definitely sharing those lyrics. And before we get through, we have what is called a gather and give segment. And the gather and give segment, I gather the questions and you give the answers. So it's going to be a quick run through of a couple of questions. So share a lyric to a song you sang as a child, but you had no idea what it meant until you were grown.
A Night to Remember by Salomar.
And what did you think it was as a child versus as an adult?
It was just having fun, and after I listened to the lyrics pretty much all the way through, it made sense at that time, because it's a night to remember, something that if you don't get it again, you might win one championship, you might win two, but as long as you got one, what I'm saying, that's the best night. You can get three or four of them, but the first one that you get, that's priceless, because you never, it's not like, hey, going back get it again the first time. So that song was definitely stuck in my head. And after I listened to the words, it made sense at that time.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's excellent. Um, when a group repeats a lyric of a song together, 9 times out of 10, it's something that's connected to a good time. Can you share a memory? Like, for example, Drake has a song, Started from the Bottom, Now We're Here. Can you
Mm-hmm.
think of something that a group collectively sung together and the energy was high?
Balling.
Good one.
Jim Jones balling. He got everybody was balling. Remember balling was balling. Yeah,
Yes,
everybody, because in that song, even with that, everybody's balling. See, in our culture, and that's why when I talk to other peoples in different cultures, you have to know a culture before you can go in it and teach it.
absolutely.
Okay. Because if you see me talking to a kid, right, and you from a different culture, you might think that I'm being mean to them or something, but that's how we communicate. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
Yes,
my it's our culture. I can't go in another culture and say, "Hey, why are you talking to them like that?" Why I
absolutely.
can't? Why I say that? Because I don't know their culture, and that's always been a thing with me. Because even with my center open, everything I'm doing, I still deal with everybody, but I know my culture, And if I have people that come in that's not in my culture, I bring people in their culture so they can help them. See, that
No,
makes a difference. People don't understand. It makes a difference. You can't, and the way our kids is built right now, you can't just send them different places. You know what I'm saying? They got to know, whoever going to these kids got to know the culture. They have to be extension of you. And all my main things that I do, even with the kids and families I work with, I always bring the families back together because I can't be at everybody's house. You know what I'm saying? So I make that link between the kid and the parent because sometimes they get disconnected because we always raised different.
yes,
You know, we was raised. I don't know about you, but our parents said, "Don't do what we do, do what we say." And after they said,
absolutely.
that, we just walked away. that, yeah, it wasn't no like, "Hey, why we got to do this?" Or nah, nah. It was a dictatorship. You
Yes.
know, in my mama house, it was a dictatorship. They said, "Do what I don't know." You know, if
That
you
was the
laugh and
old
stuff,
school way.
yeah, and a lot of parents are trying to bring that in, but it's different now because the kids they want to know why now. You have to
Yes,
explain. You have to explain it, and that's why I've been got over years. I stopped talking at kids. I talk to them because when you talk to them, they talk more.
yes,
You know, because these kids these days, you give them something to talk about, or if you say you heard something or seen something, they're pretty much if they went through that experience, they'll tell. They'll be like, yeah, well, so and so is doing, you know, and they won't be doing it to be malicious. They'll just be doing it because that's their culture now.
yes,
Look at all these
yes.
kids, they telling on each other, they doing thinking it's a good thing to do, but it always comes back on them. Come on, you guys, you ain't got. I ain't the sharpest knife in the cabinet, but I'm kind of sharp. and
Well,
you know,
and
gang,
that I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's why we have to have multiple different avenues for children to learn from. You're making a difference. I make a difference. We have people on the street. It brings a foundation to the children to have multiple points of view.
and that's where the community comes in at because everybody in the community does different things for your kid. Because if you realize there's no successful kid that went to the pros, NFL, anything that was just done with their parent.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
impossible. It's impossible because you can't work, watch the kids, go to practice. But you know, you got to have a connect where people see the vision in you and your kids where they can go and they take that to picking them up, making sure they get the practice. You know what I'm saying? Doing things that a parent can't do because parents still got to keep the house going. And
I agree.
a lot of people got away from the community, but the community is never going to go nowhere. Like the barbershops, the nail salons, you know, even when the kids was out of school for that little bit of time, that messed a lot of kids up because they needed school. That was their where they eat, a lot of them, and
It
you
was
know,
their social connection.
yeah, and see, a lot of people don't. That's communication.
Yeah, yeah,
That goes
definitely
that
that.
goes that goes back to communication because you have to be the communicator. So now you got to understand. You got kids that been in the house for almost 6 months. Some of the kids' parents didn't do good in school, so now they got to step into a role that they're not familiar in. Me, when it happened with me and my son, when I had things that he needed and I couldn't do it, I went and got somebody that's what they did. You know, I didn't go look on no books and do all. I said, oh no, especially when that XYZ to the L to the L. When that came out, whoo, Lord Jesus, I said, no, Lord, let me get some.
Well,
I,
everyone does not have the tools, and that's why you're there to provide that to the parents. Say, hey, here we have tutoring, we have this available, we have that. And that goes back to it takes a village to raise a child. So I'm a big proponent of that. And before we wrap up and get out of here, I would like you to
you ain't got me singing no more, are you?
no, no,
All right,
that's the end of your singing. But the next
all
time you
right,
come
all right.
on, you may have to sing,
Yeah,
okay?
tell the record labels I ain't signed. I'm independent artist. You know.
I love it. I love it. But before we get out of here, could you please be so kind and give any kind of information, social media handles, any emails, any numbers, or anything you'd like to share with the audience?
Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you for taking the time and coming to get me to come on your platform so I could talk a little bit about the things I do over here at the center. So pretty much you can go to bullybuster702.org. That's the kids 24-hour hotline is on there. It's 702-292-5023. I'm also a travel agent now. Me and my wife, we travel agents. And don't forget, if you need to get your nails done, you can shameless plug out and give my wife
No,
a shout
nothing
out.
wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
we doing nails and everything. So, anytime you guys, you can reach out. I'm at 1024 West Owens in the 89106, right next to the welfare office. We're open from 9 a.m. to 7 to 8 p.m. We do GED training, math, science, music, podcasts. Man, these kids are just some phenomenal cats. They doing animation, they do books, they do socks. And kids just, when they come here, and it's great that I have so many kids here that can come. So it's Keith Bowens Art and Educational Technical School, 1024 West Owens, 89106. Stop by, or you can call 702-292-5023. That's the 24-hour hotline for kids. So if your kid's having a problem or anything something that you don't understand, you can definitely reach out. It's a 24-hour hotline where somebody picks up the phone, 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning, or 4 in the morning, or you can go to the website. And thank you. And don't forget, everybody, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And before we get out of here, I just wanted to say the journey is just as important as the destination.
I
The
know that's
journey
right.
is where you learn and grow, and the destination is where you rest and celebrate. But the key to it all is not to stay in the destination too long. We got to keep doing our work. So before we get out of here, my name is Hallema, and thank you so much for watching Message Reveal. And I would ask you, don't follow me, but join me for the next episode. Thank you, Big Keith. I appreciate you. You are my first interview. I appreciate it. And I want to make sure when I get I love it. And I want to make sure when I get to 100 episodes, if you come back on after I've completed 100 episodes.
Well, I'm there like somewhere.
I love it.
I'll go on that journey. I know my lane. So, anytime you need me, you know where I'm at. You see I'm there every day.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you. And I salute you. All
Appreciate
right.
you. Have a happy
Enjoy.
Sunday.
Bye-bye.